to talk for a second about Jannik Sinner's win over Carlos Alcaraz at this morning's Wimbledon final. And look, I've thought this, but I'll say it. Jannik Sinner was really, really lucky that Grigor Dimitrov exited their fourth round match where he was ahead by 2 sets and had already and Sinner was already loved against him for the third set with a pectoral muscle. And yeah, I'm aware that Dimitrov has a history of exiting early on seemingly every match he plays, but that doesn't mean he had to do it against the number one player in the world in Jannik Sinner, and it doesn't mean that Jannik Sinner had to draw him of all the people he draws. But hey, look, the way these things go, when you go through the whittling down process, you get who you get, and that's what happened. Now, if I were a sinister betting person, would I say, hey, maybe there was some money on this? No, I don't think so. But it does cross your mind sometime. But I don't want to take that away from Sinner because he entered the contest as the number one player in the world. And so, in a sense, he wound up where he should be as the number one player in the world. But I can't, but it really, I know there are no asterisks, but it just feels like there should be one. Because, let's face it, suppose he came out and went back to work against Sinner and won. That changes everything. That means that since Dimitrov would have been favored over Shelton, he would have beat Shelton and wound up in the finals rather than Sinner. Now, does that mean that Alcaraz would have won his third consecutive championship? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. But, you know, these are matters to be talked about again and again and again and again, and I suppose that's what makes it fun in a way, right? But I don't know. I want to know what you think because, a number of people would say, look, it just happens. There's nothing else to be concerned about. It just happens. But there's a lot of money at the championship level. You know it, and I know it. A lot of sponsorship money, ratings money, betting money now because you can bet on sports. So I wonder what the outcome would have been if it went the other way. Something to be talked about, something to be looked at, if only for fun. I'm not saying there was anything untoward going on because I have no proof of that. It just seems really, really weird. And it takes away from a great game of tennis that Sinner played against Alcaraz, let's face it. He really did. He kept him off balance most of the contest, survived a swell at the last minute by Alcaraz, and emerged the victor. Good for Jannik, his first championship. Anyway, what do you think about this? Let me know. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube because I'm going to do another on this and another, and bookmark ZennyReport.com and Zenny62blog.com and San Diego News, San Diego Comic Con News.com. That's San Diego Comic Con News.com. Thanks.